what happens if you travel to Kobe? If you want to fly to Kobe, that's on you. I'll put you on a bus to the airport. I recommend the train. Train is easy. You don't get off until they tell you to get off. You get off at Shin Kobe Station. What was that like? What, 3 hours?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't that far.
Yeah. Get off, my recommendation for traveling to Japan is party all night. Wake up, get on an early train. Once you get on the train and you get in your seat, sleep. Don't move. Like, there are people who are like, can I sit in the window? If you want the window seat, sit in the window seat. Makes your life easier. And you don't get off until you get Shin Kobe. And then we get on the subway, or we take a cab. We took a cab. I'm like, I don't want to sit on a train anymore. I'm done. But dinner in Kobe, we go to Harborland, we explore Sanomiya. The following day, we go to Osaka, Dotonbori. If I have enough people that are interested in doing the martial arts demonstration, I contact a couple of dojos to see if they have room for us. We explore the city, we go to the castle. How was the castle, by the way?
It was hot. They restored the inside of it, and essentially they told you the story of all the major battles in that area, and each floor had like a different story. And you can go all the way up to the top, except for like floor whatever, because it was a storage. And then up at the top, you can go out and you can look at the entire area, and then you'll see like up in the corner there's a painting. And it says, this is the view you're seeing from here, back whenever this was painted, and they'll point out like different little landmarks. Oh, cool. And it's really pretty because you see like the entire town like spread out below you. If you're going to get the package with the castle tour and the museum tour, I'm going to suggest that you don't go to the museum only because it's like a 30-minute walk outside of the castle and then like another. The museum itself was really great. If you're planning to spend like all your time around the castle, it's fine. If you're like, we'll just go to the castle tour and then we'll get back on the train and go do something else like we were expecting, going outside also to the museum was a little bit of a headache. But they have the area surrounding the castle was very full of vendors like for food because it's in the middle of the day, in the middle of the summer. You want to eat takoyaki and other delicious skewers and so on and so forth. But the area around the castle was really great.
So, this is at the Kyoto Inari Shrine. This is the gateway. This is where we stopped in June. I climbed it in July, all the way to the top. Warning, comfortable shoes, don't take anything heavier than a camera and your phone. That's 3 hours up the top in the middle of San Antonio in August. I was literally walking down with my camera equipment, and there's a picture I have, there's a trail of sweat dripping off my body. It was like I had a full gym workout in one day for free. And I went those 3 hours of my life back. But,
and then at certain points they stop having bathrooms because the mountain's sacred.
Oh yeah, the major disclaimer. There's a point of no return, and they don't even label it. They just tell you that, yeah, this is the last bathroom before you start the Holy Trail. From the front door of the entire complex to point of no return, that's your first 45 minutes. That's where the last bathroom is. After that, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes up. And it's a walking trail. Yay. No. I'm not going again. All right. But for the beauty of concept, what we're doing is we're going to spend 7.5 days there. That way you get 2 days in Kyoto, 2 days in Osaka, 2 days in Kobe. Next one. Tokyo, end of week 4. Some of the people only doing 3 weeks, this is where they're going to end up. The last week, I'm going to have the guaranteed tour of Ginza. Ginza is Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive, Central Park in New York, and Toronto, and everything expensive that you can ever want in Japan in one place. The young lady from Houston, when she flew out, her phone was stolen in Vancouver. That was her connecting flight, because I booked her on Air Canada. What happened? She was washing her hands, she just ate, put her phone down, walked out. 10 seconds later, phone was gone. So when I got to her in the airport, she's on her laptop saying, hey, I'm in front of Terminal B. And I'm like, oh, I'm in Terminal A, I'll walk over to you. And she's like, I'm like, what happened to your phone? Oh, it got stolen in the bathroom. We'll get to the travel insurance story in a minute. So I told her flat out, all right, we're going to Ginza. That's the closest Apple store. There's a running joke about Ginza. You can stand out in the corner and literally see a Lamborghini, Ferrari, Maserati, Bugatti, and everything expensive you ever dreamed of on a Saturday afternoon every hour. At least one or two of them. I've never heard of a 9 Series BMW until I saw it in Tokyo. But this is behind the Starbucks in Ginza, on the back end of the main shopping thoroughfare. So what happens is day 29, we're going to the onsen. That next day we're going to the water festival, onsens again. What'll happen is I will take the bus and the train with the group going back to Tokyo, leaving everyone else to explore Kusatsu on their own. It's a small village. You can walk the entire village in 40 minutes. From the town center all the way to the mountains to the park and back to your hotel area. I'll be back that same day. Then the group staying all the way to the end. We're going to Nagoya. I want to go see Nagoya Castle because they have a lot of famous battles historically that I read about as a kid there. Then we're going to tour the area. There's a couple of really infamous nightclubs that are all over Instagram if you scroll, you know. And then we're going to do the Narita Sun tour. The last hotel is going to be closer to the airport. Again, this is between Tokyo International Airport and Tokyo itself is an hour by train. 3 hours in a car. So the last place we're going to be is Narita. There is a beautiful temple that I went to in July. We didn't get to go because it's like, I was exhausted. Trish can tell you, she's like, come on, let me carry your laptop. No, I got it. You're about to drop it. Here. That's that. Again, optional hotels, all the music video links, everything you ever want, and then boom. Next one. Again, basic package. I left the 3-week package up there so people can get the economic idea of how much you're spending. Flights, depending on your home city, $1,500 to $2,000. All U.S. flights go through LAX. That's the best meeting point. If you're trying to jumble a different airport, it gets really complicated. To cancel a flight, you're on your own. I have 15 minutes left, so I'm going to tell the funny story about Team New Orleans after this. Hotels are up to $180 a night depending on availability. If you know you're a Motel 6 person and $65 a night is your budget, I'm going to find you one within a mile walking distance and not a half mile from the hotel everyone else is going to be at. I don't need you to be so far out of pocket. It's like, I'm in Ueno. And I'm like, no, we're in Odaiba and that's 3 hours walking. No, I want you within reach. So if you need to contact me, you have questions, you need help, I want you to be able to find me. How it works is that every day I have one thing guaranteed or nothing guaranteed on free activities that we can do. I'm normally up at 8 o'clock. I think the earliest I got up, the only time I get up earlier than 8 is when we're transitioning cities. So I'll be up at 6, I'll be texting on Skype saying, hey, are you in the shower? You ready? You got your hair done? You got your bags packed? Good, we're leaving, we're going to the train station. Easiest way to get from a hotel to train station is walking to the local train station itself or a cab. Some hotels are nice enough to give you a shuttle to the train station. But that happened in July. And that happened at Kobe American Park. Funny times. This is all in the planner. If you want to hang out, we're going to be upstairs. I can email you the planner. You can have all of this. The funny story about Team New Orleans. That day, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. My wife's helping me pack. My last minute toiletries, everything in a bag. I text Trish, how's it going? Yeah, we're at the airport. Delta has a snafu. And I'm like,